Today we will be discussing how to understand and communicate with your child and reviewing the 5 love languages. When communicating with your child, it is important to be aware of these 3 things. First of all, what we say, our words are our language, how we say it, either our tone or our voice inflections, and the way our body says it, our body language. What we say is very important in talking to our child. We can either be using words to encourage our child, or they can also be words of criticism. Sometimes we have to think if the language we're using can be taken the wrong way, if we're speaking to them sarcastically. And then the second thing is what we're saying effective. Are we being clear when we're asking them to do something? Are we asking them to do something and 1 to 2 step directions? Are we being concise? Or are we being very vague in what we're asking them to do? In order to check for understanding, it is important that when you ask the child to do something, you can always ask them to repeat what it is that you asked them to do to ensure that they were paying attention and they know what is expected of them. How we speak to our child is also very important. A sentence can convey entirely different meanings depending on the emphasis. So if you look at the different examples, depending on where you put your emphasis, it can have a completely different meaning. So just think about the sentences and maybe in your mind read them with the emphasis on the different word and see if it gives you a different meaning. Some of them, depending on how we say, our child can sense frustration or anger, depending on either our tone or our pitch or even the pace of our words. If we're speaking very quickly, maybe using a high tone, that will change the meaning. So it's important to be aware of how we say things to our child so we can communicate effectively with them. Something else to consider is what you're saying nonverbally or your body language. Sometimes we aren't even aware of what our body is saying, but our child is aware. If your arms are crossed, if your brows are furrowed, if you have a scowl on your face, they will understand that you're frustrated or you're upset with them. Whereas if you have a calm demeanor, you're smiling, you're relaxed, your shoulders are down, your hands are at your sides, their perception of what you're expressing will be very different, and they may even be more receptive to your feedback. Even if you're giving them negative feedback, if they see that you're calm and that you're not angry with them. We all know that being a parent is a very challenging but also very rewarding job. So it's important that on those challenging days you engage in appropriate self-care. You need to be able to understand what your triggers are and have some self-control. If you need to walk away from a stressful situation and just give yourself a break, it's totally okay to do that. Because if you as a parent are escalated and the child is escalated, there's no way that you're going to be able to de-escalate a situation. So in terms of self-care, there's so many different things that you can do to engage in self-care, maybe getting up a little bit earlier before the kids get up and reading your favorite book, going for a quick walk, um, watching your favorite show, anything that helps you stay calm, be in a good mood, so you can be ready to tackle whatever challenges the day brings.
Today we will be learning about the 5 love languages, which are quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, and receiving gifts. Learning each love language will help you better determine how to build a stronger foundation of unconditional love with your child and how to best meet their needs. As a parent in today's world of stress, do you find yourself empty or depleted? Do you question if you are getting the most out of your relationship with your child? The five languages talks about filling your child's love tank. A parent is better able to fill their child's love tank by identifying their primary and individual love needs. Quality time is giving someone your undivided attention. It is, for example, sitting on the couch with the TV off, looking at each other and talking and giving each other your undivided attention. Another example could be setting your phone aside during dinner time and spending that quality time together, talking, having a conversation. Quality time is not sitting on the couch watching television. Some other examples that can make you feel closer and more connected to your child are maybe going on a walk around the block, playing a board game, completing a DIY project throughout the week, planning your next vacation together, or finding a recipe and cooking it together for dinner. Words of affirmation is one of the five love languages. When you use the words of affirmation, you are expressing affection through spoken or written words, praise or appreciation. You are using words to confirm, support, uplift, and empathize with another person in a positive manner. Some examples of using words of affirmation, if that's your child's love language, could be writing a note and leaving it in their lunchbox for when they eat lunch, they can read that special note. Another example could be consistently telling them, I love you, I appreciate you, I am so proud of you. Just using that positive language to show them your love and appreciation. The act of service love language can best be described as doing something for your child that you know they will like. This can be making their favorite treat, giving them an hour of uninterrupted TV game time, as well as joining them during this time, spending that time with them. It could also be doing one of their chores for them, washing their clothes, folding or putting away their laundry, and taking their dog or their pet for a walk. The physical touch love language can best be described as a child asking to hold a parent or caregiver's hand, asking to be snuggled. Ways in which we can communicate are through hugs, kisses, parents tossing a child in the air, spinning a young child, reading a book with a child sitting on a parent caregiver's lap, pats on the back. The child will receive love in all the languages, but for them, physical touch speaks the loudest and clearest. When the love language is receiving gifts, the child may cherish gifts they receive. They will take time unwrapping a gift and treasure the gift. They feel love when they receive a gift and remember the gift they received years after receiving it. Other ways of communicating this love language would be by making their favorite treats, giving them a thoughtful gift on an ordinary day, planning presents that fit their interest, maybe doing a treasure hunt, and also showing appreciation for the gifts they provide or they gift us with. This is a quick visual reference of the five love languages and how, as parents and caregivers, we can communicate using our child's love language, as well as actions to take and things to avoid. To learn more about the five love languages, please visit the website listed below. You will also be able to take a quiz to learn your or your children's love language. Thank you and have a great day.